Hi girls, how are ya? I hope everybody's doing good today. It is actually morning here and I got up pretty early, so I figured why not come on and do a YouTube live and try and get some subscribers to get on in here. This way I can start doing live videos instead of pre-recorded videos. So while I have my coffee, we're going to do a quick everyday look. Okay, we're going to do an everyday look today. Tomorrow I will do more of an evening look. So I hope you enjoy. If you happen to like any of the products that I'm using, you can go to my website, which is at www.enhancedbeautytherapy.com. I am an Elite Green Status presenter with Younique. I'm a professional makeup artist and skincare professional. So if you have any questions for me, please just don't hesitate to ask down below. Okay, I just wanted to make sure it was recording because I don't know if it's recording. I'm not used to YouTube, girls, so just bear with me. So we're going to start with our Glorious Touch Face Primer. You always want to touch up with a face primer before you do anything to your face. And what the face primer actually does is it's almost like a little jelly. You only need about that much on. And you're just going to go and put it all over your face. And what that's going to do is it's going to prime, condition, and prepare your face for whatever makeup you put on. You do not need a lot of it. And you have to let it sit on your face for about 30 seconds to a minute to get into all those pores. And what it's doing is it's adding a layer or a barrier between your skin and your makeup that you're going to be putting on. So it's actually protecting your skin. So I'm a box girl. Always got to put it back in the box. So I just walked the dogs. And if you don't know me, I have two dogs. I have a Pomeranian and I have a Maltipoo. And I just brought them out. I usually have my coffee in the morning, then I'll bring them out. And for the past couple days, it's been so extremely hot here in North Carolina. I know I don't have a North Carolina accent. I'm originally from New York, born and raised, just moved here a few years ago. But I went out and it was actually beautiful out this morning. I stayed outside. We walked around a little bit. It was really, really nice. And I don't know if it's because I got up early and it wasn't so bad. But, yeah, we had a great morning this morning, I have to say. The weather was fantastic. All right, so let me find what I'm going to use on my face. I think I'm going to use our Glorious Touch Face Primer. And I'm going to use it in the color Velour. If you have oily skin, girls, this is the one for you, okay? It goes on as a liquid and it dries as a matte. So you want to really shake this up because it's like oil and vinegar. It will separate. And once you open it up, please don't forget, empty out your test tube all the way. Get all that product out of your test tube. Close it back and shake it up again, because whatever's in that test tube has probably been sitting in there and you don't know if it's a combination of all the ingredients or it's got a lot of oil in it. All right, so let's move on. While that's sitting there waiting, we are going to go and we're going to prime our eyes. If I could find my eye primer, it was just right here. Here we go. And we're going to do our face, then we will do our brows. So the eye primer is basically the same thing as the face primer. All it's doing is it is setting your eyes for makeup, preparing them, getting rid of those little baby veins that you might have, kind of like this, making them a little less noticeable because it is an opaque color. Also, the eye primer from Younique, it's fantastic because it gets really tacky on your eyelids. And what that does is it prepares your eyeshadow for, it prepares your eyes for the eyeshadow. So you will never have any fallout from it, ever. And Younique's eyeshadow already has a built-in primer with it, so it's going to be ultra primed your eyes, which is great. So we're going to go in with our liquid foundation. We call this our Mineral Touch or our Photoshop in a bottle, which is kind of funny. When I first started doing Younique, like I said, I was a professional makeup artist before being with Younique, and I tried Younique, I guess it was 1 or 2 times, and I was hooked. I was literally hooked because all of our products are vegan-free, gluten-free, paraben-free, not tested on animals, you name it, formaldehyde-free. It's got all of the most best ingredients in it, and you can feel safe and secure that you're using really good products on your skin, okay? This is a little light for my skin, but we will tone it down and make it a little bit darker once we use our beachfront bronzer and once we contour. So always remember to go down your neck because you don't want to look like Mrs. Patty Cakes, right? We don't want to look like we got makeup all over our face and our neck is totally white. So we go over this, I go over my brows, and then I leave it on my face just to set for a second while I start doing my brows. So I'll put this on the side. We'll get to our brows. If I could find my brow palette. Here they are. Okay. And we're going to use the Glorious Touch Moodstruck Brow Obsession palette. And it looks like this. And I'm using the color in Brunette. Brunette is probably the best way to go if you have anywhere between brunette, dirty blonde, dark brown hair. We have blonde, we have brunette, and we have dark, which is like a black. I don't recommend the black for anyone other than women of color. Oriental, anyone with that beautiful jet black hair. Okay, so you don't want to go too dark. So I'm just following my brow line. I'm not big on those girls that do the unibrow. It's just not me. It's not for me. I am a middle-aged woman. I am going to be 54. So I just stick to my brow line. And I put that down a little too much. So we're just going to fix that. And we're just going to use our regular brow line, follow it around. If you don't have an arch, you can make a little bit more of an arch like right there. And then bring it down. And just meet that right there. And bring that down like that. See how we did the arch? We have an arch here. Bring that up a little bit more. And then bring it down. Now the way to measure your eyebrows is you're going to go like this. The side of your nose, that's where your brow should start. The middle of your eyeball, that's where your arch should begin, which we did right here. And the corner of your nose to the corner of your eye, that's where your eyebrow should end. So let's just take a little bit off right here. There we go. Same thing with this side. Beginning, arch, and end. And that one looks good. All right, so we're going to go and add some of the wax that comes in this palette. And the wax kind of like settles down all those nasty hairs that don't want to sit in place. Okay, and it also will add a little sheen to your eyebrows and kind of set them. Okay, so we're done with our brows. That was nice and simple, right? Our Brow Obsession palette we also have a brow pencil. I like the Brow Obsession palette. It's nice if you want to add a little darkness. If you want a little bit more natural look, I would go with the pencil. I've gone back and forth depending upon the look that I want to do. But I will always go back with my spoolie on my brow pencil and I will just brush out my brows so they look a little bit more natural. I don't like when they look all painted in. So when you're using a spoolie, it will kind of like blend all of the hairs and make it look more natural. Lighten it up a little bit too. It'll lighten it. Okay. So never throw away your spoolies, girls. Never, never. Okay, so now we can go back over and just clean up the brow line. Clean up underneath a little bit. Finish doing our face. Underneath the brow, above the brow, and the rest of our face. Now, a lot of people put their concealer on prior. A lot of put them on after. It's totally up to you. It's a matter of preference, girls. Whatever you feel more comfortable with, that's what you do. Okay, so let me get my concealer. And I'm going to use my little sponge. I don't usually use the sponge, but lately I've been getting into it only for my concealer because it adds just a little dampness. First of all, add a little rose water. Then I'm going to go and put this just a little bit right here, a little bit right here, just wherever you have little, see the little brown spot? This will cover tattoos. This will, I mean, it's amazing, this stuff. It really, really is. Okay, and I just go down like that. Then I'll take my little sponge and I will just pat it in. I'm not going to go and rub it in. I'm just going to pat it. And I like to get it all underneath my eye really well. Just watch your eyebrows that you just did. And you're going to bring it down like a little triangle. Okay, I'm going to pat this little area in right there. I'm going to pat my little chin, Cupid's bow. Up and down my nose. Right up here. And underneath here. And what this is really doing is it's also not only concealing, it is adding a little bit of a highlight to your under eye to draw attention away from the wrinkles, okay? The wrinkles, the crinkles, the dark spots that you may have. And I just go and I make sure it's all blended in, okay? And I just go like that. I get a little redness around my nose. I also get some redness around my lips. So I'm just going to go and tap that in. Make sure it's good under your eyes. That one looks good. Now, I wear glasses full-time, girls. I've tried wearing contacts. So if you wear glasses, you know what I mean about in here. You get those indents. So I really try to get rid of those indents with my concealer. And then I just blend the rest of it out, okay? So we're done with the concealer now. Now it's our decision on what colors we want to use for our foundation, for our eyeshadow. I think I'm going to go with palette number 1 today, our Addiction palette number 1. It is all neutrals, it's browns, but I got to take all this makeup off again to do my live on Facebook. So if you're watching me now, I do a live on Facebook, 9 o'clock at night on a page, on my fiance's page, Frank Basile. Frank, F-R-A-N-K, Basile, B-A-S-I-L-E. I got my Facebook page hacked about a week and a half ago, and I'm still dealing with issues with that. I have not been able to get back on Facebook. If anybody watching knows or has a trick or knows any information on how to retrieve my Facebook account, I would really appreciate it. And my eyes are beet red because of allergies. So please bear with me on that. Let me find my Addiction palette number 1. If you're interested in joining Younique, we have 3 incredible kits out for July only. For July only. And with July, you're going to get a Moodstruck Addiction palette number 3, which is all of your pinks, your lavenders, your deep purple shimmer, and a black. You're also going to be getting your Brow Obsession palette. You're also, not your Brow Obsession, I'm sorry, your Beachfront bronzer, your 4D Epic mascara. Depending upon which one you choose, that's what you're going to get. We have kit starting at $79. We have an incredible artist kit, which is $159, and our exclusive kit, which is also $159. So take a look on my website, www.enhancedbeautytherapy.com, and you can look at all of the kits and decide which is best for you. We also have incredible skincare. I will say that right off the bat. We were rated number 2 in Allure magazine for the best skincare out there on the market at the moment. It is called Uology. That is also on my website under skincare. So we're putting on palette number 1, excuse me. And this is all of our browns, our neutrals, our beiges, our shimmers, our dark browns, almost like a bronze. So we're going to start with that, and we're going to start with the very lightest color, which is called Elated. And what we're going to do with Elated is we're going to put it all over our brow bone and our lid. And we just want to get one neutral shade on our whole eyelid and our brow bone. Because the primer is a little bit tacky, we want to just make sure that it's all smoothed out and ready to go for our other shades that we're going to put on. You don't want your eyeshadow going on and then it sticks a little bit. You know what I mean? So we're going in there with one shade, and now we're going to go in with a darker color for our crease. I'm going to use the color probably either Chipper or Forthright. I'll start off with Chipper. It's a little bit of a lighter brown, and I'm just going to go in my crease back and forth like a windshield wiper. Okay? Now, if you have hooded eyes, you want to bring that color up over here. You want to start in the corner, and you just want to push it up a little bit towards your brow. And what that's going to do is it's going to give the illusion that you still have a crease. You see that? I'm looking straight ahead, and you can see the crease right there. If you have a hooded eye and you don't bring that eyeshadow up towards your eyebrow, your crease is going to be invisible. You'll never see that crease color. So once again, you're going to start in the crease, and you're just going to go back and forth. Make sure your whole crease is covered with the color Chipper or your brown, whatever shade you're using. This should be your middle color, okay? And you're just going to bring it into the corners of your eye right here. And then we're going to go and make that hooded eye. See, you can't see it right there? We want our hooded eye to be seen. So we start from the corner and we push it up towards our brow. And then we come back down. And what that'll do is it'll raise our crease up so it gives the illusion that we don't have hooded eyes. See that? And then I'm going to go in with the darkest color, which is Forthright. And we're just going to darken up the outside with a little corner V. And then we're just going to color that in. And we're just going to push that up as well. Okay? Corner up that V and push it up. Now what that's going to do is that's going to give us a real nice definition to our eyes. Now I have light blue eyes, but with this right now, it's not showing my light blue eyes. I'll show you how to make your eyes pop in about 2 seconds. Alright, so now we're going to go into one of our frosty colors, one of our shimmers, and we're going to go in with the color Brassy. And that color Brassy is going to go right here in the middle of our crease on our lid. Okay, see how it's lightening up my eyes? And Brassy is such a beautiful, beautiful color. Now I know it looks like a mess right now, girls, because we have not blended. So just keep in mind that we will blend in a second. And all of this will lighten up and it will all blend. So we're going to use our blending brush. And we're just going to make sure it's nice and clean. And we're just going to blend that crease in. Start with your crease, come to the corner, and just make little circles all the way up to your brows. And then go back and forth like that windshield wiper. Okay? And come to the corner of your eye, just darken that up. And see how much lighter it is than this eye? Everything starts to blend. We'll clean up underneath in a second. But watch how we darken the crease up. We lighten it up over here. We bring it up to the brow. And we start windshield wipering it. And bring in that darkness into the corner. Now, once you're done blending, you want to look at your eyes. So you want to come close and you want to look and make sure that they're kind of even. All right, now I could see that I'm a little off right here. I am a perfectionist girl, so when it comes to my eyeshadow, I am a little bit on the perfectionist side. So I'll come in here and just make sure that I have enough eyeshadow and that it's blended properly right here in the crease. I will go and I'll add a little Sincere right to the middle. Just dab the middle of my eye right here, and that's going to open up my eye a little bit more. I have very squinty eyes, so if you do, you want to add a little bit of lightness right into the middle, which will make you have that halo effect, right? See that? Now, you don't want to just leave it there because it's going to look silly if you just have a little spot of light color right there. So you want to just let it set for a minute, and then you can blend it in. Underneath, we're going to go with our brown. Let me get in here. We're going to start with our lightest color first. We're going to go back into that Sincere, and I'm going to add some rose water to my brush. Okay, just make sure that it's clean. And we're going to go in with Sincere and maybe a little bit of Brassy on the brush. And we're going to come under here, and we're going to start the lightest color underneath our eyes. The lightest. And you're just going to line underneath your waterline with the light color. You can even come around here if you like doing that. If you like having that little bit of lightness on the inside of your eye. And then we're going to go in with the dark color, forthright, and we're going to darken up the outside part right here. And you're only going to bring that maybe halfway into your eye, into the middle of your eye. Because the more darkness you put under your eye, the older you're going to look, the older you're going to appear. So you want to just bring it here and a little bit right to the middle of where your eyeball is, I would say. And bring it out like that. Now, you can always smoke out your eye if you want to. All right, you could smoke it out a little bit, and that means just adding a little bit more underneath just to make it a little smoky. And you want to just fix over here. Even though we're going to clean that up, we still want to make sure that we don't have to clean it up too much. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to come in, we're going to blend this out. Come in here, blend this out. And always make sure you are following the underneath part of your eye. Why? Because the top part of your eyelid, where's it going, ladies? It's going down. You want everything on your face coming up. So follow the underneath part of your eye and come up with it, okay? Because everything's going to get lifted. So that looks okay. Right in here I'm not crazy about, so we'll just clean up under here a little bit. And under there a little bit. All right. So now we're going to go into our eyeliners. And I'm going to go and see what color we want to do on our eyes. And I might want to go in with, let's see what colors we got. Maybe we'll go in with the color Polished, which is a silver. And I'm just going to want to lighten up my waterline because my eyes look very dark right now. So we want to lighten up that waterline. So I'm going to go into my waterline and I'm just going to add that color. And what it's going to do is it's going to lighten up my eyelid a little bit. Now, I usually use white, but the silver is nice too. It's a nice change. And it is very light, okay? And instead of pulling your eyelid down, all I'm doing is pushing in, exposing my waterline. Because if you pull down, Your skin eventually, this is the most tender part of your skin. You do not want to drag it down all the time and pull down on it. You just want to go and expose it by pushing on that little part of your eye right there. Okay, so let's clean up the outside of our eye. And all we're going to do is we're going to take that original foundation brush, which is still damp and still a little bit wet with some of our foundation, and we're just going to clean up under our eyes and make it look a little bit brighter. Same thing with this one. We're going to clean up out here, make it a straight line from the corner of our brow to the corner of our lid. Come inside, clean that up. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our concealer and we're going to lighten up the top part of our eyebrow. And this is where it's going to make the most extreme difference in the look of your eyes. No matter what color you're using, watch the difference. You're going to put a little bit of your concealer on the tip of your brush. This is a little baby brush. Now watch what I do. I'm going to go right to the bottom of my eyebrow and I'm just going to follow the line. And come here and follow the line all the way past where my eyebrow is. And I'm just going to bring it down here because I don't like the inside of my eye looking dark. So we're just going to leave that. I know it looks crazy right now, but trust the process. Trust the process, girls, because I've done this a gazillion times and it has never failed me. Not yet, anyway. It's never failed me yet. Okay, so we're going to go in like that. We're going to let it dry for a couple seconds. You don't have to wait very long, but you want it just a little bit dry. So this way, when you go to blend it out, you're not taking everything off of your eye. You don't want to take all of the product off. So you're going to go in with your blending brush again. Make sure it's clean. I'm always cleaning it on a towel. Okay, and remember, it's so important to clean your brushes once a week. We have our brush cleaner that I swear by. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. Oh, it's still going. We'll wait for that to shut off. Somebody's calling me. It can't be that important because I don't recognize the zip code. All right, so the other side we're just going to blend in. And we're just going to lighten it up on the inside. See what I'm doing? Around in circles. Dry your brush, back around, and clean that up. See the difference it makes? It lightens up your eye line, your eyebrows, it cleans up. And then you can just go back and forth with the windshield wiper again, just to lighten it up. Blend everything in, and look at that. It's not too much for a daytime look. And in the beginning, you were probably like, oh my gosh, I would never go out looking like that. But look at it now. It's all blended. I don't usually use an eyeliner on the top of my eyes during the day. And usually, unless I'm doing a wing, I will not do it on the bottom of my eyes either. Because when you're using an eyeliner, for some reason, it darkens up your eyes. And I don't want my eyes any darker. I don't want to appear any shadows underneath my eyes. At 54 years old, I really want my skin to look good. I don't want to give any more darkness to my skin, right? So I want to let you know that all three of our kits come with our mascara, our 4D Epic Fiber Lash all-in-one step mascara. So please check out my website. It is www.enhancedbeautytherapy.com. All of our kits come with our beachfront bronzer, which is a lifesaver. It is a staple to Younique's makeup line because you can contour with it like I'm doing right now. You use the darker side to contour, and you're contouring from the top of your ear to the corner of your mouth, and you're coming halfway down. Okay, that's the easiest way I could tell you how to do it. It's always top of your ear to the corner of your mouth and just go back and forth with your brush. Same thing with this one, top of your ear, corner of your mouth, like that. Then we're going to go and contour underneath our bottom lip. make that a little bit darker, because what that's going to do is it's going to make your bottom lip appear bigger. We're just going to contour the sides of our nose very lightly. And we're going to come and bring it down to a V at the tip of our nose. What that's going to do is it's going to give us a really straight nose. If you have any humps, if you have big nostrils, you can come around here with the dark, and that will conceal, or that will minimize the look of bigger nostrils, especially women of color always have that issue. Okay, so we're going to make sure that this line is nice and straight. This line is nice and straight. We're also going to conceal those jowls as we get older right along the jawline, on the underneath side of the jawline. Double chins right under here, and the jowls on the other side as well. Now, when you're doing your jowls, you always want to bring that down your neck. You double chin, bring it down your neck. Because when you look up, girls, you don't want to see a line. So you want that all to be blended underneath your neck, like so. All right? And if you have to, you can even do a little bit down further, just to make it look more natural. Also, you want to go right along your hairline and just contour up there a little bit. If you have a very large forehead, come down further with your foundation, with your contouring. It'll make your forehead appear a lot smaller, because the dark color, remember, when you're concealing, contouring, I keep using that word, I don't know why I keep doing that. When you are contouring, it makes everything recede. When you highlight, it's making everything be pushed away. So you want to make sure whatever areas you want concealed or contoured or being pulled away from your face, you're always going to put your contour there. Okay? Now this looks kind of silly at the moment. I know. I know. But what we're going to do now is we're going to plump our lips for about a minute. I'm not going to be able to talk, and nobody's going to be able to talk to me, so I'm not going to plump for that long. In the meantime, I'm going to use our 4D Epic Mascara for my lashes, so you won't be just sitting here watching me plump my lips, okay? Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, we plumped our lips long enough. And what I did, girls, was I was tapping the blush onto my face. You never want to pull your blush and sway it back and forth like this. You always want to tap it, and you want to blend it into that contour. See the way I did that? So you don't have a straight one line, then two lines, then three lines. Everything is blended. And I bring it all the way up to right where the middle of my hair, where my hairline starts and my arch begins. That's where I will start tapping it. You always want to bring it up and around. So we're going to do the same thing with this side, up and around. You want everything getting pulled up, right? So look at my cheekbones. They're all getting pulled up right now. I'll also add a little bit of blush to the bottom of my chin, the tip of my nose, do a little Marilyn Monroe. And then I wait for my first coat of Epic to dry before I go to my second and my third coat. What we're going to do now is we're going to go back in with that palette number 1, and I'm going to show you how to use eyeshadow to line your lips. As a makeup artist, I have always used eyeshadow to line people's and my clients' lips, because for some reason when you are using liquid or a pencil lip liner, it's very creamy. And I had a lot of models eating, drinking in between modeling shoots, and their lip liner would just come off even though I would set it. So I figured, let me try using the eyeshadow and using it as a lip liner. Bam, worked perfectly. I've been doing it for the last 35 years since, okay? So let's go and use our rose water. You always want to spritz your rose water on your brush because you want it to turn into a liquid. You don't want to put powder on your lips. So I have this angled brush, and I'm going to go in with the color Chipper again, and we're going to just line our lips. And you're just going to follow that lip line. It's easy peasy. Remember, tools and brushes are one of the most important things when you're applying makeup, because brushes really do make the difference. The proper and correct brushes. And then I just add a little V in the middle. And it's very easy to do the V because you got an angled brush, so it does all the work for you. And I just go over it one more time, making sure that it's all even. And then I use the same chipper, and what I do is I'll go back in here and I will darken it up. See that? I'll just darken it up. But I'll only bring it up a little bit of the ways, like so. This one, right from the corner, bring it up a little ways. Right here from the corner, bring it up a ways. Then I'll use chipper, and I'll even come and bring it a little bit under my eye, just to smoke it out a little bit more. Same thing over here, just to smoke it out a little bit more. And then, of course, what do? We blend. We're just blending this in just a little bit. We don't have to go crazy. I just don't want any excess eyeshadow to have any fallout on my face. So now we just make sure that everything is all blended. We're going to go and add the highlight now from our contour, because remember we missed that step so far. So I'm going to go in with another brush. I'm going to go and add my concealer to that brush. And I'm going to start at my nose, and I'm going to go straight up my nose, and I'm just going to make a little sign of the cross up there. You're not going to see much because I didn't really do too much dark contour. We're going to lighten up our eyes a little bit with our teardrops. I call them teardrops. Make sure you have a couple of teardrops under there because that will lighten up underneath your eyes. I do a little bit right there on my Cupid's bow, a little on my chin. I do usually one line over here, and I'll do one line over here just to lighten that up, and that's it. Close up your concealer. You're going to go back in with your Kabuki brush, okay, and you're just going to start blending this in all the way to your chin, all the way to your other ear, starting with the light color first, right? Do your little Cupid's bow underneath your lip where you did that dark color, and then you're just going to start blending in up here. Now you don't want to go all the way to the top of your eyes because that's where you did the dark contour, right? So you want to keep it darker up top. Then you're going to come down your nose, right down the middle, and you're going to blend the light into the dark and all the way straight up to the light. So you might have to move your hair out of the way, and you're just going to blend the light into the dark, back into the light, and bring it up because everything's coming up, remember? And then you're just going to blend this all down and pull it up. Blend down and pull it up. Same thing with this side. You're going to come down your brow line, come around your eye, around and bring it up. Around and bring it up. And you can follow it up coming around this way, and then just blend this all in and pull it up. Okay, tip of our nose, we had dark underneath, remember? And then we're just going to go and we're just going to gently tap and blend this all in now, because you don't want your contour for the daytime to be too much. We just want to show that cheekbone, right? We just want to show that really pretty cheekbone that's been hiding forever or that we couldn't find. So I'll go back in with my blush a little bit, just add a little bit more pink onto the apples of my cheeks, because the blush is only supposed to make you look like you're blushing. You're not supposed to have two big wads of blush on your cheeks or two straight lines going up like this and up like that. So our blush is done, our contour is done. Let's go back and use the second coat of our Epic Mascara. And this is the most incredible mascara you'll ever use, my love bugs. I am telling you, you have to try it. Click my website. It's only $29, and it's probably the best $29 you will ever spend. The first coat of the Epic goes from the middle of your lip, from the base of your lashes, all the way to the tips. The second coat is going from the middle of your lashes to your tips. Now remember, when you're doing your lashes, one trick of the trade and one really super important tip is the lashes that are going closest to your nose, you want them aiming towards your nose. The ones that are out here, you want them aiming towards your ear, because that's the natural curvature of your eyelashes and your eyes. So you want to make sure that you start in the middle, just go back and forth, jiggle your wand. Okay, make sure you get a lot of the product on your brush. And then the ones that are closest to your nose, start aiming them and start directing them towards your nose. The middle stays going up. And then the ones on the outside here, I'm just going to start aiming them out a little bit, or as far out as they can go. Okay. And we're just going to separate them like so. That's only the second coat, girls. That's only the second coat. So now let's go and put our lipstick on. We're going to go in with my favorite color, which is, you know what? We'll go in with Prodigal, because you know what? Well-to-do is usually my favorite neutral, but it's not really going to show that much. So I always say, let's make our lips a little poppy. A little poppy. And we're going to use our lip brush like we always do. Never use this like that. You always want to use your lip brush. Number one, it's going to save the life of your lipstick. It's going to double the life of your lipstick, because you're not using as much. You're not overusing your lipstick. And that makes sense, I hope. And I definitely need my fan on, because right now I am sweating. I'm having a hot flash, girls. I'm having a hot flash. I'm having a hot flash. All right, so let's finish up the lips. This is a really pretty neutral if you don't like going with really bright colors. And then everybody knows my finishing touch. I always add that color right up here. The lipstick. Yes, it is lipstick, girls. I always add the lipstick color on both corners of my eyes. And you'll see why in a second. Okay, let's close the lipstick brush. And I have a hair on my lip. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm just going to go and... Where's my other brush? Let me use this brush because... I want to add a little lightness in the middle here. Okay. Now you want to go over that lip liner, okay, but not over it completely. You want to see the lip line, but you don't want it standing out like a sore thumb. Okay. Another hair in my mouth. Oh, because I turned the fan on. I'm like, what's going on? I just turned the fan on. And all my hair's falling in my mouth. All right, so see this? Watch. We're just going to blend this in a little bit. Just a little. See how it's ricocheting from my lips to my eyes? See how it's kind of like bouncing the light? And it's kind of like blending my eyes in with my lips? Right? And I'll always go in like that. Always go in like that. Okay. Now that our eyes are probably dry, let me put my eyes by the fan for one quick second. Okay, let me have a sip of my coffee. Okay, and let's do our last coat of our Epic. Let's see how long we can get these lashes, girls. Never pump your mascara. You only pump it the first time. You just want to swivel it around. Because if you pump, number one, you're picking up all the bacteria from the bottom of your tube. Secondly, you're gonna kill the tip of your wand. And you don't want to do that. Alright, so let's get the last coat. And we're just doing the tips of our lashes. And this is going to give you lashes for days, girls. Lashes for days. Just doing the tips. And I will use the tip of my wand. So I'll get some product on the tip of my wand. And I'll come in and I'll just start adding length where I need it. Adding thickness where I need it. If I need thickness, I'll use my whole wand. Okay? If I need direction, I'll use the tip of my wand. Like so. Do a little bit. I usually don't do the underneath of my lashes, but I'll do a little bit now. Just so you can see what it does. This mascara is the best I have ever used. The best I've ever used in my career. Okay? Look at the length. This is actually just like wearing false eyelashes. It was designed to replace the false eyelashes because false eyelashes, girls, are so bad for your eyes. And I know women that have been using them for years and years, day in, day out. And let me tell you, when you're pulling them off, you're pulling off some of your lashes. You're damaging your lashes. Your lashes are brittle, right? So you really want to be careful with it. Last but not least, we're going to go in with our highlighter. And I'm going to use my fan brush. And I'm going to grab my little fan brush. I'm going to grab my little baby one today. And we're just going to go into our highlighter. And we're just going to highlight right there above our cheeks. right underneath your eye line, right here in the middle, down your nose, the tip of your nose, your cupid's bow, and below your chin. And what this is going to do is it's going to add a beautiful highlight. Then when you hit the light, it's just going to reflect. Now keep in mind, if you use too much, what's going to happen? You're going to look like a glow bug. And my team is called the Fireflies, and we light up people's lives. We inspire, we validate, we empower. But I'll tell you right now, we do not glow. We do not glow on our faces like glow bugs, okay? So let's finish it all up with our loose powder foundation, oh my gosh, if I can only talk. If I only had a brain. Our translucent setting powder. Let's go in. This is the way we set it. We just go around in circles. We fly high like a bird up in the sky. Okay, we're going to just put it all over. And what this is doing, you want to put it over your eyebrows as well. It will set your eyebrows. You want to go down underneath your chin. All right, and that is the finished look for today. So I hope that you really liked this video. I hope you will share it out. I hope you will subscribe. I hope you will put in some comments in the comment section. Let me know that you've seen it, and let me know what you think. If you want to purchase any products or you want to join my unique team, don't forget my website is www.enhancedbeautytherapy.com. So I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, and I wish you all a beautiful day. And remember, I love you and you're worth it.